Hey everyone, my name is Solani. If you are new and if you are one of my followers, welcome back. So, I'm going to be going over one of Xavier's cards that I just recently got, which is the Feverish Attempts. I actually wrote a script for this, so if you see me going off to the side or looking off to the side, it is because I am actively reading what I wrote, and like my desk is cluttered with work stuff. So, I don't have the patience to move it, so you're just gonna have to see me look off this way. Um, but full spoilers ahead, like full spoilers ahead. If you don't want to know anything, please scroll past. If you want to wait till you see if you can obtain the card, please scroll past. But if you have the card, you have played the card, or you're not going to pull, but you're just interested, stick around. Okay. I think one of the reasons that I like this card the most is because it felt very realistic in the sense of MC and Xavier dating. It felt very human, I guess, and it felt more like a boyfriend girlfriend dynamic. And mind you, they're actively kind of fighting in this card. Like, there's some shit going on, okay? So, one of the things is out of all the guys, Xavier to me has a real bad habit of being a liar, like point blank, period, right? All of the guys, all of the love interests have a habit of telling MC half truths. But to me, Xavier has it the worst, right? Even when like MC catches him, he still chooses to lie, and it's scary how quickly he will come up with a lie. And mind you, this is not to bash Xavier. I love Xavier. He's one of my top three, right? But I do have to call out his flaws. And one of the flaws that he has is being a liar. It has been a recurring theme with Xavier's character that he is a liar. And it's not coming from a malicious place. It's coming from what he thinks is what he's doing is right, and he's trying to protect MC. But he has been called out as a liar by his previous MC and his Lightseeker myth. If you finish that, blatantly called him a liar. The current MC has called him a liar. Catch 22 MC called him a liar. Like, he is a habitual liar at this point. And again, it's not, I feel like, not coming from a malicious spot. Okay, I'm going to do a quick cut. With this current card, you can see that he has kind of been neglecting MC in some ways, right? So he's been MIA recently. So she's sent off to do a mission alone, which is basically an outreach program for the Hunters Association, right? They end up meeting at the same place because Xavier is doing his side quest at the time. But MC like is feeling hurt by her current relationship with him. Again, I don't think it's super drastic or anything like that, but because he's been so MIA and not being transparent with her about the reason he's been MIA, and I know sometimes there's secret missions that they can't tell each other about, which I know MC in the back of her mind knows, but there's still something like a part of her that knows that it doesn't have to do with the Hunters Association. He's just back on his bullshit again, which hurts her feelings. You can see that it hurts her feelings. She ends up catching him red handed at the same vicinity she's supposed to be doing her outreach program at. And this man comes up with a whole lie on the spot when she catches him with one of his backtrackers, right? And an ID falls out and she picks it up and she notices that it says Xavier on it. So he's using a whole fake name, which to him and his storyline, that makes sense. But you have a history of going MIA and lying to MC. You don't tell her your real age. You don't tell her too much about you. You got forced to tell her some things about you in regards to her healing you with the college mission that you had. I forgot what that card was called. But it was a whole thing. And you were forced to tell her the truth at that point. So she has some type of animosity with how you decide to move in your relationship and the half truths and the lies that you continuously tell her. You can tell there is like a certain level of distrust when it comes to Xavier and MC, right? So, to the lie that he told her that one of the backtrackers was one of his old friends, that he went insane because of his failed comedian career. That's the lie you went with, Xavier. That's the lie you chose to go with. Okay. And Jeremiah is, obviously has to play suit and he's doing what he has to do, right? But like, MC is left to take care of the shop, right? She's left to take care of the shop with Xavier. And they have a very real conversation about him lying to her. Like, Xavier acknowledges that he messed up and kept things from her to protect her because he feels like what he has going on with the backtrackers, the timelines, and all this other stuff really doesn't have anything to do with her. But unfortunately, it does have something to do with her because you came here for her. You see what I'm saying? Whole bing bang boom. Okay? Now, let's also talk about when Xavier is acknowledging that he hurt her feelings, right? MC, you can kind of see that MC is overhearing hearing it at this point, and honestly, with like almost like every love interest, she's like tired of the half truths and the lies. But with Xavier, you can tell she's like getting at her limit with the bullshit, right? Now, imagine how hurtful it is to think that the person that you were spending this much time with, the person who is your partner, the person who you guys are in a full-fledged relationship at this point, there has been intimacy that has happened. There have been life-saving situations that has happened. You guys have went through things together. Forget some of the other sidelines of stories, but like main story, you guys have been through things together, and you finally feel like you can trust this person, you know this person, and then you find out some other shit that they were keeping from you. That has to fuck with your mental, right? That has to. Another thing that I like about this card is that it explores the dynamic of their relationship and them furthering their relationship by her holding Xavier accountable and her requesting that he be more transparent with her, you know, and you can see that Xavier is trying the best that he can do to do that. And he even goes overboard by constantly telling her what he's doing even though she's in the same room as him and she knows that, but that's not what she's asking for, and he knows that. A part of him knows that. And they have that real conversation again where she's like, you just need to tell me what's going on. And he's like, I get it. So now we went from, okay, I feel like I finally got my point across. They're talking more, they're texting more. You can tell MC is like really happy about this. Like, as time goes on, she ends up going to his apartment in this card because they have been on such a good pace that she went up there and he's not home. And you can tell she's getting mad. Like, you can tell she's like, you are lying to me again. You are lying to me again. But she's trying not to let it come over her because she does realize that they still have a dangerous job to do. So he eventually calls her and she can tell he's holding something back. And eventually she ends up having to go get him. And that's how she ends up taking care of him. Right. But back to my point, there my phone is dying. But back to my point, the fact that we get to see their relationship deepen and to see a really great character arc for Xavier of him acknowledging his behaviors and him attempting to change that, it just feels better. It feels better. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, there is somewhat of a spicy scene in the card, but to me, that wasn't the takeaway and that wasn't the highlight of that story. The story was MC and Xavier getting closer. It was Xavier acknowledging that he is hurting MC and he's trying his best to undo those and learn a new pattern and behavior because she does have a right to figure out and know what's going on with him because that is his girlfriend and they are partners in the Hunter Association. They're like this, and he needs to start acting like it. So I just really love that MC held him accountable. We are seeing Xavier change. We are seeing Xavier grow, and I can't wait to see what else this story has, in touch for him because I'm really excited to see what happens from here on out. But I'm sorry this was so long, but there was no other way for me to to go about it. But all right, have a good one, guys.